Fenland Crusade here, and welcome to, well, I don't know what we call it really, the Fordson show, or something similar. So yeah, we're in here, we took the orange Ford to bits to have a look, see what's going on. And also we, there's a lad in the Derbyshire Dales, and my mate Steve Lynn has gone to do a video for me, and he's running a standard Fordson in there. It's been in the family for 3 generations, and the generation that's got it now actually had to go and fetch it back from a scrapyard. So it was probably a lucky tractor that it survived and come back to the same farm. But some good footage there, and the other thing about that footage is he's got a Ford 8 van, like a 4-pot van with a wheel on the side, and Dad had one of them as his first car, and me being me, I would like one of them, you know, to put the Fordson logo on the side as this man has done. And so yeah, sit back and enjoy, and thanks for watching. Right, so I'm going to let the water out of the standard, the orange one, and sort of make a start towards you know, changing the engines, and see where we go from there. So I've got to salvage all the water because it's got antifreeze in. There's too bloody gear to chuck away, so and it's all clean, look, so it'll go again. Okay, so I'm going to start dismantling the 38, and I put a block of wood under there on the tank just so I can release the radiator bracket, and water's already draining out, and I can undo the flange bolts on the bottom of this and pull the radiator off. Then I can do the strap at this end, then I can get the tank off and you know, make heading towards the you know, putting this other engine in. But the rain has stopped play. As you can see, it's bloody wet out here. It's raining now, and so I've halted the proceedings to the outside work again. But I suppose I'm lucky or unlucky to have a lot of workshop jobs, so we can't stop just yet. We've got to keep bubbering in. So anyway, I'll get all the bolts out of this, and then I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Okay, so I've got the radiator lifted off. That's all good. I'll move right out of the way in a minute. So what I have, see the damp patch? Now we've disturbed the tank, you can guarantee there's a pinhole where it sits on the ledge, on the bit of felt, and obviously now we disturbed it, it's leaked. So that can only be a good thing in my mind, because then at least when you put it back together, you know, it don't start leaking in the field. So we'll check this other end of the tank, make sure it's good, and you know, so we'll find a few little things as we go along, and we'll repair them, and hopefully when it's put back together, everything will be good. Right, catch you on the next. Right, so I took the opportunity while she's sort of fastened in and good and firm to pull the head bolts out and just have a look, see what's going on. So and it's strange, like the middle one is the inlet port, which you say can probably be a bit damp and a bit wet with a bit of juice like that in. But the inlet port on this one is just absolutely drenched in black oil. So I can't work that one out really. Without there's that much oil coming up in the cylinders, it's getting back down the inlet valve somehow. I don't know. It for me that shouldn't be full of oil. It should be just damp with fuel and that sort of thing, but not drenched in black oil. And back one's just absolutely full of oil. Front cylinders, it's just wet carbon. Inlet just damp fuel. And number 2, basically dry. The exhaust on number 3 ain't too bad, albeit it's got a blooming oily cylinder, whereas the other ones are dry. And number 4, I'll just turn him a little bit. Number 4 is as wet as what number 3 is, but so we're definitely oily along the back. But my biggest concern is I checked all the valve clearances to make sure they're not tight. And number 3, the valve clearances on there is 120 thou. Now all the others are around about 12, 13ish, but number 3 has got 120 thou on both valves. So now the thing is, as somebody overground and when they rebuilt it last time, if it's ever been rebuilt, and or we've got so much going on with cam followers and cam lobes. That one's up and down, right down. Okay, I'll just get the torch on and we'll just see if you can see what I can see. Now then, can you see the gap? See the cam follower at the bottom, and you see the shiny bit above it, and between that is the gap. And that one's the same. You can see the end of the valve, look, and the cam follower. Massive gap. So it needs a bit more investigation to see what the cam followers are like, and if there's any issue with a cam or out like that, or whether it's a case of somebody's just ground too much off the valves. If it is, well then I should have to find 2 more valves and get it back down to something near. But obviously we're going to have to pull the pistons out to see why the back 2 are as bad as what they are. I mean the front 2, you know, is pretty much what you'd expect to see. Valves are clean and burning clean. Cylinders are, you know, just slight oil, which they need, but basically reasonably dry burning style pistons. And the back valves, like I say, you can see they're getting well clogged up, and a lot of build up of carbon and obviously lots of oil. So that's indicating that either all rings are broke, or they're just stuck in the pistons, whatever. But anyway, we'll have it out and put the other engine in, and then we'll have this one to bits and have a look at her, service the valves, grind them in, and make sure all the clearances come good, and then look at the rings and see what's going on with the rings, and if there's any shims in there we'll take them out and shut the big ends up and stuff should they need it. It might be they're rattling on the little ends, but so we just need to take it all to bits and have a look, sort it out, put it back together, and have another go. But in the meantime, we're going to try that engine there, the orange one. It's all the ancillaries will be put on off the other tractor, manifold and so forth, water pump, and a mag, which is going to be another story because I've got another mag to rebuild, and so there you go. See the two shiny ones, them's the ones that's got oil on. They're the back two. And that's the other thing, look, the top of the head, look, is awash with oil on both them, and on the other two, look, they're carboned. A little shiny there, but these, look, are just awash with oil. So yeah, lots to do. We'll get her all jacked up, get the oil out, and we'll split it, and then we can bolt the one straight in, and if I can achieve that today, that would be good. So I'll crack on and I'll bring you back when there's more to show. Okay, another issue we've got here is I took the fuel tank off, and I did mention that it was leaking. So polished it over, and it's quite good. It's not rusty by any means. I'll just wipe this muck off. But what it's got, can you see that there, look? It's got a crack in there, look, a fracture. So we need to get that sorted out. I mean, the bottom of the tank and the ends are actually all good, but for some reason it's got a crack there, and because it's got another problem as well. If you listen, yeah, that's inside the tank, and that noise means there's a baffle come loose, which is a bit of a problem. The only way I can deal with that is the end's got to come out. And try and get that bloody baffle out. I'm not too worried about a surge of fuel for what I'm going to do, but of course the thing is, I don't want to upset the patina of that, because obviously this is the bit you're looking at when you're sitting on the seat. But the other end, there's no paint on it, and it's underneath the radiator, and I know there'll be another baffle somewhere about here. It's just, can I cut an hole in the baffle to get the other baffle out? I've got an old tank round the back that's all rusty. I think what I'll do, I might take the ends out, because I've often thought about taking the end out and just hanging it on the wall. But I'll take the ends out to have a look inside and see how they're built up, and see a way forward to try and get the bloody thing out. because I don't want to upset the tank, because you know, of its nice patina, and obviously that's the largest paint area of the tractor, so I can't afford to mess it up too much. So I'll take an old tank to bits and see what I can see, and go from there. So I've got the oil barrel underneath and she's draining the way. I'll leave that to settle now to drain for an hour or two. I'll just let the tractor down now so it's level. So I'll just let that settle and drain for an hour or two, and then I won't get such a mess when I split the engine. So I've got another little job I need to do while we're waiting for that then, and that's my bucket. I need to get that one off and sort this one out. So I'll get that in, cut the brackets off, and then I'll get that one let down on the floor. We'll offer it in and get it sorted out, because I shall need that in I don't know, probably a fortnight's time to go fetch another load of muck. So yeah, I'll bring you back when there's more to show.
Today we're in the Derbyshire Dales, and we've come on behalf of Fenland Crusader to have a look at a working Fordson tractor. We're just in the edge of the beautiful Wye Valley, and as you can see, it's a very, very steep sided valley. So we'll just negotiate, oh crikey, these hairpin bends. You don't want to meet anything big on here, would you? And wow, this is tight. Oh crikey. As you can see, it's a little bit like Switzerland. Very steep sided. And the reason we're coming this way is because the tractor we're coming to see is just along the valley. It lives on a little farm there, as you can see. As we come down the valley side, it does just open up a bit. There are a few grass fields here, very, very little arable. It's just too steep for that. Thank you. So as it valley opens up, there's the Wye Valley. It's a bit rough. As you see, we're almost in the valley bottom, and then we'll make our way along to the farm, which is just along the valley bottom to the south. Right, I've just spoke to my mate. Oh, here he is. Hey up. Oh, I say he's on his way. Oh, this is a rare treat. Oh, I didn't know this was back out on the road. Oh, little, I think it's a Ford 8 van, restored many years ago, and it was scrap. It's lasted very well. It don't come out very often, but yeah, she's still on the road after all these years. And there we've got the all hand painted, no transfers, all sign written, just as it should be. Brilliant. we'll just have a quick look at the driving compartment. Yeah, there's no ABS, no aircon. In fact, there's very little of anything. We've got a temperature gauge, I think, or an amp meter. It's an amp meter. And we've got an oil gauge and a speedo. And that's about it. Not even got a seat for the passenger. This is just a typical 40s workhorse. And there's the power plant. Now doesn't that run well? Little side valve Ford engine. I think I'm correct in saying that that engine's never been touched apart from service and adjustments. She runs very well. A bit prone to fuel vaporisation in hot weather, these engines were, but let's just have a go round. Yeah, she's Grimsby registered, and there's the business side with me. Very similar to Steve's V8, that's almost one half of a V8, but very rudimentary, but they did the job. I know when Phil did this up, these wings, there were very little left of them. They are literally a patchwork quilt of patches and bits welded in and steel reinforcements, but you can't get any bits. And I know that the side, it was rotted up almost to that halfway line there. Phil's made all the floor and inside and wheel arches and everything else. Yeah, she's a wonderful little van. So we've arrived on site and it looks like the old Ford, there she is, tucked away under there. She's obviously been on firewood duties. This is no show pony. She's got a job to do and she does it every year without fail. Just the requisite amount of fuel. You notice the fordsons fuel can funnel there. And before we get chain arrowing, we've just got a couple more logs to run through. So we'll just have a look, see if we can get a tune out of it.
Who's winding it?
Well, it won't be me. Well, I can do if you want, but you'll have to film. Yeah, just get do some quick checks. Yeah, she's a 1942. Interesting back history that my friend Phil here, this tractor belonged to his father.
And his father before.
And oh right, right, wow! It's a family heirloom. Unfortunately, it was scrapped many years ago, and Phil managed to find out where it miraculously it had survived in the scrapyard, and Phil found it and brought it back, rebuilt it. And that's 45 years ago, and apart from servicing, she's never been touched since. Still does a daily job when required. There we go. We reckon these rear tyres are at least 75 years old, because they've been on the tractor for the last 3 owners at least. So we'll just let her warm up, get her onto TVO, and then we can start the day's activities. Right. Here we go. there she is now, safely back under the shed after a good morning's work. Just cooling down now, look. Well done. Another day in the life of.
What a lovely little tractor. I'd like to thank Steve for doing that for us, and also thank Phil for even letting us go up there to do that. And the Ford van, yeah, I'm in awe of the Ford van. I like that one. So thank you, Phil, and I appreciate that. Catch you on the next.